Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video. I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a fellow creative artist who hopes to encourage, engage, and hopefully empower other creative artists to go out and live their art dream. Okay, here we go into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. It is Monday morning, October 20th, if you can even believe it. We are cruising to the end of October. Well, I hope you like this video today. If you do, give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share it with everyone you know so that we can all continue to become who we were created to be. Thanks so much. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the flip side. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network, and it is time for a Monday morning Kickstart. I have my cup of coffee, and I am ready to rock and roll, and I hope you are too. This morning, I want to talk about obstacles. Things still can't see out of my glasses. Things that get in our way, that actually impede our progress or slow us down or even stop us from achieving our goal, whether that's for the day, whether that's for the week, whether that's for the month or the year or even life. What are those obstacles and what are they for? Because we all face them. We all have them. We all have something that comes into our life as we're trying to achieve something that frustrate our progress. Now, when I say frustrate, oh, that's better. I can see you. Now, when I say frustrate our progress, I don't mean stop our progress. I mean slow. When something frustrates our progress, it slows us down. Obstacles often do that. They slow us down, they slow our roll, they make us stop for a moment. And so I want to talk about obstacles and in a good light. I had a meeting yesterday with a group of artists up in the Berkshires, and it was a glorious time. And we talked about the idea of ordinary, and we talked about language. We touched on the idea of language and how words change, meanings over time. And they get usurped by certain things and changed and morphed into a whole other meaning than what they started off being. And I said, we can do that with language. Language is meant to adjust to society. And so it doesn't mean that the original and initial meaning of the word doesn't still stand and exist. It just means it's also taken on a new life and a new explanation. So I said, what if we thought about ordinary as faithful? Those things that are always with us are the thing that always happens, the food we always love to eat or prepare. Those are ordinary things. They're common, they're everyday. But what if we thought about them? And so we often overlook the ordinary things in our life, right? There are people who've lived in New England their whole life. And so when the trees change, they barely even take it in. It's ordinary to them. It happens every year. It's not a big deal. However, it is a big deal because it doesn't happen everywhere. It is a very special thing that happens in the New England states, and it's beautiful here. And so I think that ordinary thing that we've gotten used to can be extraordinary if we just stop and take a moment to appreciate how special it truly is. But what if we thought about ordinary things as faithful things, faithfulness? So having to do the dishes is just an act a faithful, a faithful act for your family, for your friends, for your household, for yourself, so that you can carry on. What if obstacles were the same thing? What if looking at obstacles, we could look at it and say, you know what? That thing that came to frustrate our progress, to slow us down, to stop us, what if that's not a bad thing? What if slowing down as we're heading towards our goal, as we're heading towards that thing that we're trying to achieve, create, help become, what if that obstacle that is slowing us down, that slowing us down is actually exactly what we need in order to see everything we need to see, to gain wisdom that will help us in achieving the actual goal eventually? What if an obstacle weren't frustrating? What if we looked at an obstacle as a gift, something that came into our path to slow us down? Sometimes, even maybe it's there to redirect your focus because you're so hyper focused on one thing, whatever that thing is. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing that you're focused on. There's a lot of good stuff to focus on in this world and in these lives that we get to live. But what if the thing we're focused on isn't the most important, the thing of import? And so an obstacle comes into our path and helps redirect our focus to what we should be looking at, what we should be taking care of, what is of more importance and more value at this moment. It doesn't mean we won't eventually get to the goal we set for ourselves, but it means at this moment, this obstacle has come and given you the gift of redirection and new focus so that you can be right here, right now in this space, live in the present moment and not 5 years down the road. Look, y'all know I'm all about making a life plan. I'm all about the short-term goals, the short-term plans, the medium-term plans, and the long-term. What's the long game, right? I'm a planner. I'm an administrator as well as an artist. You all know this about me if you've watched any of my videos. So I'm not opposed to setting goals. In fact, I think it's imperative to set goals. But when an obstacle comes, when something comes to frustrate my process and my progress forward, what if I looked at it less as a frustration and more as a gift to redirect my focus, reaffirm where I am, and help me to live in the present moment that I am in? Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get so focused on the future, we forget to live in the present. And that, my friends, is a problem because you can't live in the future. You have to live in the present. And if you have people in your life, and you should have people in your life, because we all need community, we all need each other. We were built to be with people and for people, helping one another. So if that's a truth and you're living so much in the future and you're pushing and pushing and pushing to try to get to that glorious future, whatever it is, what happens to your present? What happens to those relationships that you have right here, right now? Are you taking care of them? Are you taking care of what needs to be taken care of right now in order to get to that glorious future goal? Look, obstacles come to all of us, and sometimes they come to frustrate us, and they're momentary. But most often, I think obstacles come to teach us something, to slow us down, to make us redirect our focus. They're a gift. They are a gift that help us to truly live an authentic and value filled life right here, right now. What is that obstacle trying to tell you, to teach you, to show you? Where is it trying to make you look and focus? And what do you need to do about that before you get back on the future train? All right, that's all I have for us today. It's a short video this Monday morning. I hope you have a wonderful week. Be blessed as you go, and I will see you next Monday. Keep thinking about those obstacles. And if you're facing an obstacle right now, if something has come into your path to frustrate your progress, don't look at it as frustration. Try to take a look at it like a gift. See what it is trying to make you see. I promise you, I promise you, your life will be a lot less frustrating if you look at an obstacle like a gift. All right, have a good day. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.